UK curly girl Shannon. She is the CEO of Oh So Curly. She has been featured in Elle UK magazine. She also is the author of an amazing book, and she is helping women to transition to natural. How are you, Miss Shannon? How are you doing today?
Hi,
I am doing great. I'm doing great. So I want to kind of talk about your journey going natural. Like, what was it like in the UK, being a young Black girl, and what was that like? Did you go to the salon a lot? Like, what was that like?
yeah. Growing up in the UK is hard because we really have a lot of access to the best products over here, and
Okay.
especially someone of like mixed origin, a lot of products were mainly for like women with tight or relaxed hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I found it difficult with the product aspect of things. Trying to shop for products, it would either be like a product that's too greasy or something that's too heavy. So growing up as a child, I always struggled with like finding a product and a routine that actually worked for my hair. So I did end up growing up in the salons, and I ended up relaxing my hair as well. So I went through that whole process too, which I'm sure you're familiar with as well.
Yes. And did you do like a big chop, or did you transition, or how did that come about? Like, what made you want to go natural?
So I had relaxed my hair for about 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
non-stop. So as you can imagine, it was really, really bad. And I decided that I wanted to get curls back. So I did like a lot of research online. There was like a huge US community, and I kind of followed that whole natural hair journey, made my own
For
way.
sure. For sure. So you're like a pioneer in the UK, right? Because there's not that many sisters that are
Yeah,
leading the charge, right?
yeah, it's strange. At the same time, there was only a handful of us that were doing the same blogging thing. So it was kind of like we kind of pushed forward the UK movement. So yeah.
Got you. And when you transitioned, from what I saw, like, you can just correct me if I'm wrong or not, but did the idea of Oh So Curly come about whenever you decided to, during that journey of the transition?
Yeah, so I transitioned for about a year, and at the time I was working in a job in retail. So I was doing like night shifts at a supermarket, kind of like a Walgreens. And I used to find myself in the hair accessories aisle and was just like, there's nothing here for like our hair type. And it kind of sparked the idea to create like a hair accessories line that was a bit more fun and vibrant compared to like the outdated ones you see in the hair shop. So that's where the idea came from.
And one of the things that I saw with, how did you go about like the process? Because do you guys make your, let's kind of go into like what you have to offer first and foremost. So like anyone that's looking to transition to natural, you pretty much are like a one-stop shop to kind of get their startup kit, right? So like, what are can you kind of go through some of the products that you have?
Yeah, definitely. So we have your basic like satin scrunchies, satin pillowcases. This one, it stretches around your pillow, so it's a bit different compared to your typical one. And then we've got bonnets as well, and like shampoo brushes. Basically, like you said, trying to be like the one-stop shop for all of the tools and accessories you would need.
And that is so cool because whenever I went natural in 2010, there was nothing like that. So like they can literally go to your website and buy a kit. Like if you're still getting a relaxer, they can literally go online and be like, buy that, and they'll have everything they need to get started, right?
Yeah, so on my actual, because I'm a blogger under UK Curly Girl, so I created like a starter kit as well. So that's a box that you can actually buy that has a bonnet in it and like certain hair products as well. So shampoo, leave-in conditioner, deep conditioner. Yeah.
And can we kind of go through because I saw you at the yarn, like you, not yarn, but the yards of fabric. So were you part of actually creating the product? You're not white labeling, right? You're actually making these,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So the satin accessories, I the idea came in my head and I had to find a seamstress. At first I was going to like a local seamstress and she was doing maybe like 3 a week for me, so I was going back and forth to collect it, and then I managed to find like a manufacturing company who now make it in bulk for me. But I sourced the fabric, everything like that, and made sure that the satin is soft enough, because there were a lot. That's why you saw the picture of me in the factory, because trying to find the right satin has been a difficult journey, but I am very hands on with the products. Yeah.
And I saw that, and when I saw you like packaging up those boxes and putting them together, listening to Nipsey Hussle, I was like, we're kindred spirits. Like, I have to interview her. Like, I have to interview her. So
Yeah.
so you were able to that, and I can only imagine like just actually doing something on a smaller scale, like with apparel, was a nightmare. Like just trying to find the right person to print. So I can only imagine having to find the right fabric. Then you have to find a seamstress, and then you have to get the labeling and products and all that. That's been, I can only imagine what it's been like. So you also have a book, right? What's the name of your book?
Yes, so I had a book called Get My Curls Back, which is basically, I wrote it in 2016, came out in 2017 on Amazon. And it's basically about my journey growing up, and basically like a guide as to how to actually transition. So what products to use, what routine to use, just like, because when I was transitioning, I felt like there wasn't one thing to do, like one place to go to read and finally like get myself together. So this basically just spills everything that you need to know to transition. And yeah,
For
it's cool.
sure. I know, because I was kind of like lost. Like I I think I watched because I was a little bit nervous because I didn't know, like I don't know how it was for you, but I was super nervous about like what my hair would look like, if I was going to be able to take care of it and all that. I think I watched like 40 hours of videos over the course of 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 3 days. And finally I felt like the courage to do it. So for everyone out there, you know, listening, this is the prime time if you're on the fence about going natural, because go ahead. I'm sorry. Were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say now is the perfect time because we don't have to go outside. So all of the mistakes that we made, we had to go outside with our hair looking not great. You could do without having to leave the house, and now's the perfect.
Yeah, and now is definitely the time. And she has everything that you need. So what's the name of your website?
So the website's ohsocurly.com. And for the starter kit, it is ukcurlygirl.com.
Awesome. So if you're looking like literally, she has your starter kit that you would need to get started. And you have something that I'm going to be looking into. I've been neglecting my hair with everything that's going on with the movie and kids and everything like that. So seeing your products and everything like that is kind of putting me back to, okay, I need to get back to deep conditioning. I need to get back to making sure I'm tying it up every night, because what kind of, like, I don't think we fully understand like the damage that it wreaks, like, you know, not having those satin pillowcases. Can you kind of go into like why all this is important? Like, we're going to have like one of the car curl talks here. So why is can you kind of give some tips on how to get your hair long, strong, and healthy?
Yeah, so I always tell people satin. It's not just because I sell a satin pillowcase. Honestly, when I first learned about the importance of sleeping on a satin or silk pillowcase, I tried it out myself using a satin scarf. I remember I tied the scarf around my pillow, and the next morning I was just amazed at how like easy it was for me to style my hair. It wasn't frizzy, it wasn't knotty, breakage, none of that. And it kind of changed my life. So definitely a satin pillowcase to keep your curls moisturized and just easier to maintain throughout the week. Moisture. You definitely want to make sure that you're using the right products when you are moisturizing your hair too, because as naturals, a lot of the products out there can be quite harsh and drying on the hair. So you want to make sure that you're using products with good ingredients first and foremost. And then my last top tip I would say, just for growth and health in general, is definitely weekly deep conditions. I know a lot of people are scared that, you know, you have to do it weekly, but trust me, it will definitely make a big difference in your hair's health.
For sure. And I noticed the difference like when I don't do it like the weekly conditions versus when I do. It's like night and day. So definitely. And so like how fast do you have any like challenges, or have you had challenges where you actually saw like a lot of growth with your hair?
Yeah, so obviously when I was transitioning in the beginning, my hair was breaking off, but I think that's pretty much normal when you're dealing with the new growth, the natural hair, and then the damaged hair at the ends. But once I actually cut it off and did my mini chop, my hair just grew so quickly, and I never thought that my hair could grow past my shoulders. But the longest is it can get really, really long now, to the point where I have to keep trimming it because it's just getting too out of hand. So I feel like there's a myth that your hair can't grow. And I think if you just take care of it properly and trim it correctly, you will definitely see some growth.
For
Yeah.
sure. And are you still, I know things are like crazy right now, but do you see yourself, can you kind of, let me go back because I'm talking like, no, like everybody knows what I'm talking about. So
Mm.
you have the grow your hair back brunch, right?
Get my curls back brunch.
Yes,
Yeah.
get my curls back hair. Yeah, get my curls back brunch. Are you going to be having a couple of more of those? Like if things go back to normal?
Yeah, I mean, I put course, but now with the current situation, I think when things go back to normal, I'm definitely going to bring them back. Definitely.
Yeah. And then what was that? What do you guys like? How has that been? Because I saw you had curls and you had like just women. Could anybody come that's in the area, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I pretty much did a tour around the UK. So I did one in London, Manchester. I even went to Scotland because I'm half Scottish. So I went to a town in Scotland as well. And I've been to New York. We did one in New York.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, yeah. But anyone can come. Obviously, we're here to celebrate natural hair. So it's just a nice get together. I give out some tips and tricks, but really it's just nice to mingle with people with similar hair types, because a lot of people come and they're like, I don't know anyone in my area that has curly hair. So that was like the first thing they've been to, seeing other people that look like them.
For sure. And you recently, because I know you went to New York and then Miami,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think about the States when you came?
Yeah, I love America. Miami is like my favorite ever. And New York, I love just because there's a big natural hair scene out there, I feel like. So I managed to network a lot when I'm in New York. But Miami is more like fun and beach time. I love it there.
For sure, for sure. And now, what part of the UK did you grow up in?
So I'm in London, but I grew up in South London, which has quite a big black community. It's pretty much like if you go anywhere and say if you're at like a club or something and they say London, they'll say North London, West London, East London. When it gets to South London, everyone is cheering. So it's like it's the place to be, definitely.
For sure, for sure. And so you said that you are half Scottish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and then the other half is
Nigerian, so
Nigerian.
African.
What was it like growing up, being from two different cultures,
Mm-hmm.
in South London? What was that?
Yeah, so I only grew up with my mum's side, so that again is different. But I feel like at school there was always a big like black community, even though I'd probably be like one of few mixed race people in the whole school. I never really knew about race until I was in the queue one day. I still have this memory, and a girl behind me tapped me and she was like, "What are you?" And I just remember thinking, like, what? Until I went home and told my mum, and then I think that's when it kind of became clear to me. But yeah, I never felt kind of left out because I always had a lot of like black and mixed race friends. Um, but I think being mixed race in general, like what you, I loved the part in the film that when you spoke to a lot of like mixed race women and they spoke about, the confusion between the two parts of the family, you can sometimes not feel understood with your white family and then not understood when you go to your black side of the family. So I definitely could relate to that part of the film.
Wow, that's good to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and Raquel, I know she like elaborated a lot on that, and she's on the poster. But it really, like, I had a lot of friends that were biracial, and a lot of times their moms were white and their dads were black, and so there was a lot of you know, pulling, um, like internal, like kind of like you were neglecting one side, and then you know you had to choose a side, and then the whole issue with the hair thing, you know. And one of the things I see now is that a lot of the moms today, they're actually learning more about the hair care and more about bringing, you know, both cultures together for the kids and how important that is. So I'm so glad that that part was able to, you were able to relate to that part in the film. So, like, what did overall, like what would you say would be your review or rating of the film?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I think the best thing for me was definitely when you delved more into the history, like the whole Martin Luther King section with him relaxing. I mean, sorry, Malcolm X relaxing his hair. That was cool. And then, like, I really enjoyed the office skits as well, because I can relate to that, working in an office with your natural hair and people trying to come and touch it.
Yeah.
That I think everyone can relate to that. But yeah, definitely the history part of it. The clips that you went back and forth with was really good. Like, I know a lot of American Black history, but I think you guys went really deep into it with the hair part of it, especially like going back to slavery and them covering their hair, stuff like that was really, really interesting.
And know what was thank you for that insight. And what was really interesting, you know, with the T gun laws in Louisiana, where it was like forced to, you had to cover your hair. People, a lot of times in America, we kind of stop the history at slavery, but lately, a lot of us have been waking up and we've been going further, you know, back, because hair wraps actually were a symbol, you know, of status and everything like that, and your family's history, and it pretty much told a story about who you are with you just walking into the room. And so I think a lot of us in America, we're finally getting to the point to where we're becoming, well, a lot of us, I can't say all of us, but we're becoming more unapologetically Black and being proud of who we are. And I think, like, from one of the things I saw with, you know, in the film with Mahisha Dillinger, when she was saying that it's more of an emotional, you know, journey as opposed to like a political one. You know, and I think a lot of us are waking up and like, why do I need to straighten my hair? Why do I have to, you know, wear weaves or wigs or lace fronts or whatever to be accepted? You know, so I think it's time for, I mean, it's definitely time for us to stop doing things that damage ourselves for the sake of a job, or, you know, to quote unquote fit within the beauty standards, so to speak, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that part because I think that's kind of why I wanted to go back to natural as well, the health aspect of it. I think a lot of people around that time were going to, like Mahisha said, eating organic foods. I'm a vegan as well, so I was going through that transition. So I think it was just a bit of everything, but a lot of people seem to be awakening to the health aspect of things. So.
And how long have you been natural? And how long have you been vegan?
6 years natural, I think, in January, and then vegan 3 years.
Yeah. Would you say that it's like been a progression? Like, once you went natural for your hair, did it kind of like naturally happen where you're like, okay, I got to fix this part?
Yeah, because I got so into, oh, I can't use this ingredient and this ingredient's really good. And then when you delve into like coconut oil, and then you realize, oh, I can use coconut oil for like oil pulling. And I think it kind of just rolled through from there. And now I'm completely vegan. I don't know how it happened, but
what has that been like? Like, did you eat a lot of meat before, or yeah? Was it like with every meal kind of thing?
Yeah.
So like, how is it now? Like, what do you eat like on a normal day?
Yeah, so I'm a high carb vegan, so I do eat a lot of like rice and pasta, but I love like lentils and black beans, curries as well. vegetable curries and stuff like that. Um, but lately, especially with everything that's going on, I've been very strong on like juicing as well. So like green juices, fruit juices. So I think gradually I'm getting there. I do have a sneaky chocolate here and there, so I'm pretty sure vegans will be like, "You're not really vegan," but um, apart from that, I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not judging at all.
Yeah.
But I feel like like my spirit is calling me more that direction. And I think probably this year I'm gonna look into vegetarianism. My husband was a vegetarian for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
I think the only thing that would be stopping me would be like the milk chocolate and like cheese. Like other than that, I can find substitutes for a lot of different things. But have you noticed like a difference in your hair based off of like what you're eating now?
Yeah, it's like I can't pinpoint it because I don't really know, but I do feel like when I went vegan and started to drink a lot more water, the hair growth did really boost. And you just feel much more lighter in general. You get that feeling after you eat like a big meal when you're eating meat and you're just like, I just need to sleep now. That doesn't happen anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know that. And then like also with the like I know as far as do you like do a lot more like exercise too now as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my gym's closed, so I haven't really been lately. But I'll probably get on the home workouts. But I do, yeah, genuinely go
Yeah.
to the gym.
So what would you recommend as far as for hair growth and stimulations? What is it called? Like blood circulation?
Yeah.
Massages. Do you recommend those? Are those good to do?
Yeah, so I have a shampoo brush for Oh So Curly.
Oh,
I really recommend to massage the scalp at least once a week using some oil. Add maybe a bit of peppermint oil into like almond oil or olive oil just to help stimulate the scalp. And then if you get a good deep conditioner, there's quite a few deep conditioners that have like mint in them. They're really good for hair growth. But definitely just look out for mint, peppermint, and tea tree oil. They're really good for hair growth.
gotcha. Awesome. Now, what year did you start Oh So Curly?
So I started in 2016/17. Yeah.
Now, what would you say would be the most like challenging thing that you've overcome in your business?
Definitely the whole satin situation, trying to source the fabric. I could have given up multiple times, but I always end up finding a way. And yeah, so definitely the satin situation.
Gotcha. Now, what advice would you give to young women who are looking to start their business? They don't have like a clue where to start. They just know they have an idea and they want to bring it to the market.
I would just say do a lot of research beforehand. Look into reaching out to other business owners and maybe getting some advice from them. Again, I read a lot of books about mindset as well. So try and get like your mindset right, because if you're, for example, with my satin situation, if I didn't stay positive and have a good mindset, I probably would have given up. So expect there to be a lot of ups and downs as well. But the one thing, I think the one bit of advice I would say is just do it. I get a lot of people that ask me, I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start. Just start and you'll learn as you go along.
And would you say intentions, like setting the right intentions, are everything, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Shannon, it was been great like talking to you and then also kind of getting a vibe of the UK. So you said like everything is like shut down like right now because of COVID.
Yeah, so we're allowed to go out once a day for like a walk or essentials basically, but that's all. The McDonald's is even closed. Yeah, all the restaurants, gyms.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I think now it's kind of like they're kind of leaving like they did a national thing where all businesses were closed except for essential businesses. And then some states are still, they have some things open, but mostly it's just essential businesses. So like grocery stores, there's a couple of
Yeah.
restaurants just doing takeout only.
Mm.
And then like hospitals and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And it's even because we have 4 kids.
Mm.
They're all home.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
For the parents that have to now like homeschool and stuff, I know it must be difficult.
yeah, it's crazy right now. It's a wonder that they're being quiet now because it's we've been having to do Zoom calls with their teachers and stuff. So just kind of scheduling those out. But I think I've definitely been just kind of focusing, just trying to stay positive and not just absorbing everything that you're hearing on TV. And as you know, with the president and what's as far as controversy in America right now politically, it's insane. It could drive you crazy if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just definitely just keeping a positive process here. So that's been helping, not watching TV like too much.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, tune in just to get the daily update, but I'm trying not to consume myself with it.
And but that's mainly, I mean, it's been I know it's been a challenge, and I think this time has definitely been putting things into perspective for a lot of people on what's important. Like I know that it has for me. So
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Shannon, thank you so much for your time. It was such an honor and pleasure to speak with you. I would love to talk with you offline on some different things and projects maybe we can have later and connect, because I want to talk to just making sure we have like a community that is international. I want to thank you so much for pushing the movement forward, because it's not easy, and a lot of times the battle is within ourselves. And and once we get to the point to where we accept ourselves and we start loving on ourselves more, we think, a lot of people, they think it's just hair, but it's bigger than that. That kind of takes you on the journey of more of self-acceptance and self-love. So I just want to say hats off to you for persevering and for starting your business and for teaching the ones that are coming up, how to care for their hair properly and to give them the courage to do so. So thank you so much, Shannon, for that.
Thank you.
Well, you guys stay beautiful and stay great. And y'all stay tuned for our next guest. We're going to be having a surprise. Thank you. And y'all check us out on...
Make sure you watch the movie. We have no excuse now. It's available in the UK, so definitely go and watch it.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much for saying that. We are streaming in the UK and the US on Amazon. So if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can literally go on there right now and watch it for free. So we definitely want to hear what you have to say about the film and then start a conversation. So you guys, thank you so much. Y'all stay beautiful and stay great until next time. Thank you. Bye.